What's up, beer nerds? It's ETK. We are back in Denver, Colorado. We're in Northwest Denver, what they call the Berkeley neighborhood. And we're gonna check out the Grateful Gnome sandwich shop and brewery. We're gonna talk with Dan and Justin, maybe drink some beer. Stay tuned, you guys. Should be a good one. What's up, beer nerds? It's ETK. We are in Denver, Colorado at the Grateful Gnome Sandwich Shop and Brewery. Today we are visiting with Dan and Justin, the owner and the brewer. Thanks for playing the game today, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And I want to hear a little bit about your brewery, your sandwich shop, and how and why you guys are here.
My father owned a deli in New Jersey. I grew up in it from when I was 5 until I was 23. Made sandwiches for my dad, and then I got into the brewing industry. Worked for Anheuser-Busch in New Jersey, worked for Upslope, Wynkoop, Wonderland, a number of breweries out here in Colorado. Then thought, man, it'd be kind of cool to put all this together and have a deli and a brewery, and use my dad's menu because it worked in Jersey. Hopefully it works in Colorado. We're in the Berkeley Highlands, if you will call it. Old timers will call it the North Side.
We're going to start with the owner, Dan.
Yeah.
And first question is, do you remember the first beer you ever drank?
I know my Uncle George, my dad's older brother, used to pour me Dixie cups, the little paper cups we used to have back in the day. I don't know if they still make them anymore, but of Budweiser. And he was a Bud guy, Bud heavy. So I started out with that when I was an infant to
Okay.
middle schooler.
Budweiser.
Yep.
Justin, how about you?
Very first one definitely was when I was a kid, probably early teens. My dad used to drink Tecates, so he would do that with a little, get the can with the lime and the salt on top, makes it foam all over the place. Well, sometimes I'd be like, "Oh, Dad, I'll fix that up for you." Do it, the foam's coming off, suck the foam off the top. So that'd be my first taste of beer, even though it was quite salty and a little sour. But
Where did you grow up?
Oxnard, California.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. A Mexican beer.
Yeah, Mexican beers are big out there.
Yeah.
With the weather and
And where did you
whatnot.
grow up, Dan?
Morristown, New Jersey.
Okay. So Bud was kind of a mainstay in that part of the country.
I mean, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was Bud Miller Coors,
Right.
And then once I got a little older and started exploring, I was like, wow, there's other things to be drank.
Right. Well, that leads us right on. Question number 2, and that is, do you remember, and we'll start with you, Dan.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first craft beer you had, like that light bulb moment?
I do. I had a lot of craft beers before, but I remember I was in Pittsburgh at a West Virginia game, and we went to the Grand, whatever they call it, the Strip or whatever it is, and I drank Dale's Pale Ales in cans, and I was like, oh my God, canned beer? Like, this is disgusting. It was 6.5%, and I was a Bud Miller Coors guy, so I'm used to drinking 4 to 5%ers.
Right.
And I think I had 2 or 3 of those things and was just like, oh my God.
About what year was that?
I want to say 1999, 2000, so good 20-some years ago.
So Dale's was in the game early.
Dale's was like the OG craft brewery.
They're the first one in cans. Yeah.
Crazy.
They were.
Boulder Beer was the first craft brewery in Colorado. Wynkoop was the first brew pub in Colorado. Coors was the first brewery in Colorado, from what I've been told.
Wow.
Thank you, Marty Jones.
Nice. All right. So Justin, do you remember your first craft beer moment?
That's tough because I started drinking craft beer before I was even of age, but I mean one of the many moments that I've had that turned me to what to even pursue a career in this, honestly. I could say Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, I could say Sierra Nevada Celebration. I went to college in Chico, which is where Sierra Nevada is located.
Yeah.
But what I will actually choose for this question is Arrogant Bastard. So Stone's Arrogant Bastard Ale. I remember seeing the bomber for the first time, and you got the the gargoyle and all that stuff on there, and you turn on the back, and in big bold letters below the descriptions like, "You're not worthy." I'm like, bullshit, I'm worthy. And so I bought 2 of them and drank them before I went out to the bars with everybody that night.
Yeah, what are they, like 8,
7.2,
9%?
7.2.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a very original beer, which I liked because, it didn't really fall into a style category. You know what I mean? It was very hoppy, but it was darker, on the strong side. So yeah, I like the creativity that I got from that beer, and obviously the side effects too.
So how long after that point did you decide that there might be a career in craft beer for you?
Much later. That's when I was, doing undergraduate at Chico, and then after that, I had a little bit of a career at student loans, doing the corporate thing for a little while, and then that company actually ended up going under during the financial collapse of, what was it, 2006 or 8 or whenever that was, and I got laid off. I got plenty of heads up, and I got a severance package and things like that, so I was like, what do I want to do now? And I, started home brewing a couple years before that had happened, and that was just kind of my like, well, maybe this is a sign I don't need to sit in a cubicle behind a desk, and let's do something that's a little more fun, you know what I mean? So,
and is this fun?
brewing's fun.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah. You guys have a great space. I think it's fun. Dig it. So, last question. Beer number 3. Tell me something that's turning you guys on now. We'll start with Dan. Tell me a beer that's really getting you going.
I am a huge fan of IPAs, but I'm not a huge fan of 7.5% IPAs because I can only have like 2 of them before I start to slur a little bit. Session IPAs, 4.5%ers, full mouthfeel, full-bodied IPA, like checking all the boxes, I should say.
Right.
Love it. That's my favorite thing.
And
right
you guys
now.
make a session IPA?
We do.
What's it called?
What's our
Little
IPA
fella.
called?
Little fella is the
Little Fella.
session IPA, yeah.
Little Fella Session IPA.
Okay.
It's kind of it's a 4.5%er. It's Russ, our previous brewer, named it. Kind of talks about gnomes a little bit,
That's perfect, yeah. It's on brand. All right, we're moving on. Take a little more sip here. I'm having the Imperial Red IPA, which is not bad.
It's too big for before noon. Way too much beer.
I'm not supposed to know what time it is. Okay. All right, so beer number 3 for Justin. What's something that's turning you on right now in the beer world?
There's been so many trends that have already been done at this point. I feel like hopefully we've gone over the whole like extremes, 1,000 IBU beers, like lactose galore, like between like 2010 and like 2020 it was just like all about excess. Where I like the idea that like brewing here is different than anywhere else I've been because you actually have the restaurant component. So you want to do things for the most part. You can get a little bit adventurous, but like that are sessionable. Because if you're having a sandwich, you don't want to, a 10% beer. If you're coming here just for beer, then that's fine for that crowd. But like the majority of people coming here are probably eating too.
Right.
So I think scaling it back down to some stuff that's more between like the 4 and like 6%, but doing a little tweak to make it a little different without like going over the top. I like the trend of simplicity kind of coming back to the industry right now.
So because you guys own and work at a brewery, are you not consumers so much? Do you not find yourself out buying beers? You got all you could eat right here.
I don't. I honestly don't.
When's the last time you were in a store and bought beer to take home?
I bought a 30-pack of Busch Light from Molly's the other night because 2 of my friends were coming over. They're like, "Don't get into that fancy shit that you like."
Okay. All right, well, that about does it for this episode of Beer City Television. Thanks, you guys, for playing. Appreciate it. This was good times.
Yeah.
Killer beer.
Thank you.
If you are in the Denver area, the Berkeley neighborhood, or Northwest Denver, this is definitely worth a stop. Killer beer, great sandwiches. Highly recommend a visit. Thanks for watching, you guys. Smash that subscribe button for more videos, and we will see you again soon. Cheers.
Cut.
Cut.
Cut.